Hello, everybody. It's me at the pool. Look at my little glasses. They're so funny. Welcome, everybody. While you're hopping on, let's breathe. To the pool, though. We're going to breathe through our nose. Inhale through our nose for a count of 4. Because that helps me, and I think it helps you. So let's do that. And then we're going to exhale, count of 4 through our mouth, okay? So in through our nose. And then out through our mouth. Let's do it again. In through our nose, count of 4. And then release, exhale through our mouth. Good job, everybody. Hey, I'm coming on here today to talk to you about hospice. I don't know if any of you are currently, if your loved ones are in hospice currently, or if you're thinking about it. I just wanted to share some of my experiences, and maybe something might resonate and might help with you. Here we go. I'm going to read through my script while you guys are looking at the pool. I know my little floaties are in there. I'm going to be heading in there in just a little bit. I'm filling it up. I got my little fountain going. Here's our backyard. Our neighbors cut down their tree a little bit, trimmed it up really nice. And maybe that one will happen here pretty soon. Who knows? All right, here we go. A lot of people, I'm going to take my sunglasses off. A lot of people think once hospice starts, there's going to be someone there all the time helping you care for your loved one. That usually isn't how it works. Hospice can be wonderful. For me, they were wonderful. Our nurses and aides were caring and compassionate. Most of the hands-on caregiving still fell on me and my aunt when she came. And when your loved one can no longer walk, can no longer reposition themselves, need changing, bathing in bed, lifting, or around-the-clock care, it becomes physically and emotionally overwhelming very fast. Some caregivers are also working a full-time job while trying to do all of this. So here's something I wish I understood better during my own caregiving journey. Please reach out to your hospice social worker early. Not the nurse, not the aide, the social worker. I don't know, I met the social worker the very first week we started and the last few days of my mom's life. Twice we met her. I don't understand why she showed up the first time, really, because she didn't really give us any resources that I thought she was going to give us. It was just like a check-in, more or less. And on the final days when she showed up unexpectedly, after I already told the chaplain not to show up because my mom wasn't bathed yet, I wanted my mom to be... My mom is not going to be like a zoo animal, right, on display for people. I'm sorry. So I was waiting for the aide to show up, and she would help me bathe my mom. And then people can come the next day or later on that day. But, you know, the chaplain, very sweet, everybody always checked in. But I was set aback by our social worker because she didn't. She came twice, like I said, the first week and then the last few days. And when she showed up, it was like she just looked at my mom, and I'm like, I hated it. I was so mad. And she wouldn't have known that because I was still very polite, but in a little sassy way. So your social worker, put her to work. If they're going to show up at the beginning and show up at the end, I'm sorry, they didn't do their job. They need to know they need to be put to work. And this is what I found out. What I believe your social worker should do if they're not already. I'm not saying all social workers are like the one I experienced. I heard that she's very nice. I think our social worker name was Stephanie, and though she was very very nice, she didn't give me the resources that I thought she should have gave me at the very beginning, and she should not have showed up unexpectedly at the end. Ask questions of your social worker. Ask what services hospice does provide. Line them out. Don't let them get away with that general theology crap like I did. Ask what they don't provide. Ask what outside resources are available in your area. So let's say, you know, the hospice aides comes and they're here for maybe an hour. 2 if you're lucky, and that's great. I loved our aide. And our nurse shows up for a half hour, maybe to an hour. And that's great. And most times they're here, they piggyback on each other. So they're here in close proximity of time. So that other time when they're not here, it's all on you. So if you need help because you can't do some of the things, like, my mom was a huge lady. There was no way I could move her by myself because, number one, I'm not trained to do that. I don't have the experience to do that. And even with a set of extra hands, I could maybe move her a little bit, but nothing like how our aid was. 3 sets of hands is what we needed for my mom. I'm sorry, but that's what we needed, I feel. So ask questions, what they do provide, what they don't provide, what kind of outside resources they can give you that's available in your area. If your loved one has become too difficult to safely move alone, if you're exhausted, if you're scared, you physically can't do it anymore, if you don't know what help even exists, talk to the social worker. They may be able to connect you with caregiving agencies, respite care, equipment resources, county programs, volunteer support, or additional options you didn't even know were available. Most of us didn't, maybe we're doing it for our first parent. We haven't done it twice. I've never done it before. This was my first time and probably only time doing it. I had no idea what's available. They give you a folder, but not everything is available in that folder, if that makes sense. They may be able to connect you with, I already said that. I wish I had asked more questions sooner. Most definitely. Caregivers are often thrown into survival mode and expected to figure things out while running on very little to no sleep, no training, and pure love. You don't have to carry it all alone. Remember that. I just want to leave caregivers. Before I leave, I can't even talk. Let me get tongue tight. Can we breathe again? Maybe one more time. Inhale through your nose to count of 4. And then exhale through our mouth. Let's do it one more time. In through your nose to count of 4. Exhale through our mouth, count of 4. Okay, thank you. Before I end this video, I just want to leave you with a few things I wish someone had explained to me sooner during hospice care. First, please know that hospice does not usually mean someone is there 24 hours a day helping you care for your loved one. A lot of caregivers are still doing the majority of the hands-on care themselves while also trying to emotionally process what's happening. I'm going to read that one over again one more time. A lot of caregivers are still doing the majority of the hands-on care themselves while also trying to emotionally process what's happening. You might be grieving something. Maybe like my mother, we found out about the kidney failure. And then in December, we found out about the heart failure. And I don't know, I think I was grieving as we went along. and maybe you are too. And maybe your loved one is too. So it can be very, very, a gloomy time. It doesn't have to be all sunshine and great, happy rainbow days. There are times when it's going to be tough, and that's okay. Sometimes we don't even know what questions to ask until we really are in it and we're already overwhelmed. So if you are in hospice with a loved one right now, here are a few things I strongly encourage you to do. Please reach out to the hospice social worker early. Not only when there's a crisis, not only when things get really bad, reach out before you hit the breaking point. Ask them. Make a list. What services are available to me? What is paid under Medicare, Medicaid, whatever your insurance, your loved one has insurance. Find out what services are covered under that. What help can hospice provide? What help does hospice not provide? What outside resources exist in my county or city to help me and my loved one? If your loved one is no longer able to safely move on their own, if they need changing in bed, if transfers are becoming dangerous, if you physically cannot lift or reposition them anymore, please say something. Not to your family. I mean, you can to your family, but if your family's not popping in to help, mine didn't till the very end, and I appreciate it so much. You got to say something. Do not wait until your loved Do not wait until your own body gives out. Like my hip, my right side, I think it is just an accumulation of all of it, and it just hit hard. And I was out. I'm feeling better, thank God, but I'm not 100% yet. I think I'm like at 75, almost 80%. And that hip and the thigh and my whole right side, whew. The nurse and aide are incredibly important, but the social worker is often the person who can help connect you to additional support services, respite care, caregiving agencies, equipment resources, volunteer programs, and there are a lot of them out there, or community programs that you may not even know exist. And if you work full time, we've already talked about that. If you do work full time while caregiving, please do not feel guilty for needing help. We can't do everything. I'm sorry, you can't. It's totally impossible. Especially when you don't even know what's going on and you're not even, are you a nurse? I kept telling my mom, I'm not a nurse. I'm so sorry, Mom, when I have to give her medicine and, not that I do it wrong, but I'm not a nurse. I felt really bad sometimes having to give her the medicine because she was no longer able to take it herself, and she needed it. It helped her. I know that. But sometimes it's just really hard. You are not weak because you need support. I'm going to cry because who wants to be shown like they're weak? You want to be able to tackle everything. I raised a family, right? I have a healthy or not a healthy, who knows, relationship of marriage. I am the eldest of the family. I don't know. And I'm doing all this, and it's a lot. And it's okay to ask for help. You're not weak because you need support. I promise. You are human. Also, ask questions about equipment. Ask if you need a hospital bed, a bedside commode, a wheelchair, transfer supplies, disposable supplies, bathing supplies. Some aides like certain things for bathing. They have this foam wash, cornstarch. If you don't have cornstarch, get it. If you're in the South, you're going to need it for those folds that get sweaty. Cornstarch. I didn't know that until I needed it. Or anything else that could make caregiving safer and easier for you and your loved one. And if something doesn't feel manageable or right anymore, speak up, because you're the advocate, right? You are your loved one's medical advocate, health advocate, dying advocate, whatever you want to say. You are that person now. You're speaking for your loved one. Your loved one might be able to say things, but they won't say things because who knows why. You say it. You don't have to say it in front of your loved one. You could take that social worker to the side, call them on your phone away from your loved one, talk to them away from your loved one, and see what, get all these things answered. I know from personal experience that sometimes we think we're supposed to just handle it and we stay quiet too long. Please don't do that to yourself. You deserve support too. And to everyone out there caregiving right now, I see you. I truly do, and you're doing an amazing job. We don't get told that. We don't need to be told that. But sometimes when I heard it, I'm like, okay. Sometimes I heard it. So if you're hearing what I'm telling you right now, you are doing an amazing job. Support you, support your loved one. Take care of yourself first and foremost. Breathe. We have to breathe. I know we breathe twice in this video. I hope that's okay. It's very important. Your loved one appreciates you doing what you're doing, and they may not say it, and that's okay. I don't know. They may not say it because they're cranky. They're ornery. They don't show those kind of emotions, and that's fine. Or maybe they're now nonverbal and they're not saying much of anything, and that's okay. Know in your heart of hearts that you're doing the right thing, and you got this. All right. If you guys have any questions, you want to send me a private message, you want me to talk on something, maybe get more in depth on certain things, let me know. I have been through the trenches. It wasn't that bad. I would do it again in a heartbeat, let me tell you. And I would make that social worker work for her damn money. And I was told she does. So I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just talking about my experience with our social worker at that time. All right, you guys, if you guys need anything, like I said, send me a private message, comment below if you're not shy. If you have something you want to share that everybody needs to know and I forgot to include it, that's great. Do that. Put it in the comments. Be sure to like this video, please. If you know somebody who needs to hear this, share it. Send this video on over to them. I think you can copy the link and then email it to them or send it to them in Facebook, or if you're on TikTok or Instagram, I don't know, however, or a text message, right? What else? Oh, and then if you haven't already, subscribe. Click on that subscribe button. It is free to do so. There's no charge. I don't charge anything. It's just to let you know when I go live next or when I post a video next. Once I hit 50, when I hit 50, oh my God, I could talk. Once I hit 50 subscribers, which we're so close, then I can go on here live, and then you can hop on and we can talk back and forth. We can actually converse a little bit. All right, you guys are rock stars. Keep doing what you're doing. Your loved ones appreciate it. I appreciate it. And in the end, you're going to appreciate it too if you don't feel it. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.